say Jambo. But don't say Jambo. Say who Jambo. You put the word H. Who? Where is the top? Anyway, who Jambo is not polite. Jambo is tourist. Are you tourist? Yes. No. That's for tourists. Who Jambo means how are you? It's the same with Jambo, which is slang. Like saying hi. But if you say good morning, you say good afternoon, you say good evening, you better say good Jambo. And then someone will say, see Jambo, I'm okay. My name is Modest Style. I'm the founder of this school 10 years ago. It's a long time ago. You were somewhere came to do
I haven't said anything yet, so you can do whatever you want. No, it's better if you tell.
Yeah. Just to give you a very simple history of myself, I was trained as a teacher formally, but I skipped teaching and became a safari guide. You have a safari guide. The people that I take you around, and I was a safari guide for 20 years. But along the way, I realized how important education is to the children. And because I was from here, I was born here, raised here, went to school, and I was not really happy with the situation, seeing children along the road. As you drive through, you're taking people, and people ask you like, oh, it's Monday morning, what happened to this kid? Why are they not going to school? And I was like, I don't know. Like I'm driving, and I said, well, you just wait until you go to the national park and you see the animals. Forget about children hanging on the road. But the fact is, there were not many schools around. Even when I went to school, my time, I was taken back home because there was no room in the school. And I was too little, short guy, and the school, what they do, first year when you go to the classroom, kids are so they ask you to put your hand across your head like this, so you can touch your ear on the other side. And if you could not do it, then you're not ready to go to school. That's how they can measure you. As you are 5, 6 years old, to put across their head, they cannot touch the ear on the other side. So we were like 200 children by then, and you realize that the need is only like 90 students, because each class has to have 45 students. So they need only 2 classes, because there's not enough rooms, there's no enough classrooms. So what they do, the reason they ask you to put your hand is because they wanted the older kids to go first, so the younger one can wait until the next thing. So I was sent home twice. But the third year, I went again and I was asked, my friend, no, the second year, I had my friend was selected to go into the class, and I was left again. But then a month later, he called me and said, you know what? There's a girl in our classroom now. She could not clean her nose. She's drooling. And she's drooling, and the teacher said she would be sent home. So why don't you come and take her position? And I said, well, that's great, but how can I get in? And he said, no, there's a secret. We can put the bricks on the outside your classroom with a bar, so you can climb over and sneak through the window. And it's working very well. So that's how you get to school. I was just going to say, right? So that is exactly how we found out. And guess what happened? Because I sneaked from the back of the window. I could not get into the front row, so I was on the back bench of the classroom. So there was a time in between, a teacher who was like, the first grade teacher was drawing letter R, letter A, like it takes time. So that's the only time I would use it to get into the class. By the time the teacher turned around, I was already sitting in the back, and he was doing the flash, and then, what is this? And he was like, and it was my time, because we were from row all the way back there. And I was asking him to jump up and say, oh, I didn't know what it was. But it was true, it was oh. And the teacher looked at me and said, you're too short at the back here, why don't you come on the front? I was scared. I was scared, because I don't know much about drills. Kids have already gone, they're 4 weeks ahead, and I was just studying. So it was very challenging, but because of that, I tried so much, like let me ask me, what is this? And I realized, because I knew some of the boys, all the boys in the classroom, would have revealed my secret that I sneaked through the window to the teacher, and I was like, you don't have to worry, I will help you. I will help you. So I was trying to learn and I was trying to look at it. Anyway, the short story is that being a child in Africa here, by then it was very hard. There was not many schools from it. School is like an opportunity once you get in. But otherwise, you have no time. So I have this dream. When I was working as a guide, people asking again the same question about why these kids are not going to school. They might want to go to school, but there's not enough school. They might, for some reason, circumstances happen to the family. They might not be able to go. That's the whole challenge that they're facing. But so because of all that question, being a guide, taking people, I know I was earning a lot of money. So that was enough for my family, taking care of my children. I'm married, have 3 children, 20, 18, and 2.5. So that's me. So I realized that I think I need to do something for the community. So my family decided to give the house that you showed them outside. It's now back to my office. Our living room became a classroom for those children that have been hanging around. And it was 17 students. We started with those preschool, age 3, 4, 5. Because see, age 4, 5 is the same time when I was wanting to go to school and I was being sent home. So that's the reason I realized that I may start with these little kids because they were hanging around. So we bring them here, they started school, and since then school has been growing and growing. My vision was to make sure every child that wanted to go to school would come here. And that's what happened. With 17 students, we have how many now? 717. So there is no saying like, no child is allowed. I have never asked a child to put their hand again. I said, please come in as long as you can come to our school. However, because of school here, education in Tanzania, primary school, or elementary school is free and compulsory. Now, you can ask me like, how did you start the school and why? So we are asking parents that can contribute so that we can be able to run the school. They can able to pay for teachers, pay for the food because we provided meals from the morning to evening for all the kids that stay with us. So that has been very helpful. The kids are very healthy. Our parents are contributing. And to be honest, because of my job as a guy, knowing so many people who have been traveling with me, I could have never built a school by myself. I've been supported by families, few people that I've known have been contributing towards the development of our school since I started. There was an organization now in the United States, Boston area, which they established a non-profit 501c because of my school. And how did I know those people? Because I was their guide, and I traveled them. And they asked me questions about, what do you do when you are not working as a guide? What do you do? Oh, I stay home with my family. But then I said no, because I also have started the school in my home village in Khartoum. And so they have a question about, did you study the school? What kind of school? Can you able to see it? No, it's not in our itinerary, it's not in our line. So it was very hard, but Carol really insisted, the lady that's now doing the family, she insisted she wanted to see. But if you go back to Khartoum, because we're driving back from Serengeti, I wanted to see your school. So I brought her here. Back then it was only the two buildings that I built. One building was completely my family, for my 7 years ago. But the second one was supported, and the third one is when she came and said, oh, the building was in foundation. And then a year later she said, we have been thinking about your school. We have something that we wanted to do. What do you do? What do you have now? What are you going through? So I always tell what I'm doing and what is my vision. So they have been supporting through the people that I've known, through other individual organizations, people from the church. I have several church members that have been doing the contribution. We have also children that have been supported through organization. We have, how many now we have at least?
I think 51 now.
Yeah, about 50 children have been supported by individual families or individual.
It's in the right up
Yeah. So that's the short story about me. Do you have a question? You can ask me. Sorry I took long. Yeah, that's how this Tumaini school was started. Maybe about achievement, yes. We have very high achievement for the school. The school started our first graduation, 7th grade. Okay, this is something very important. Having, I know in America is different. Here, when kids reach to 7th grade, they go to secondary school, okay? But before they go to secondary school, all kids have to sit for a test. It's all through the national. It's called National Examination for Standard 7. So that examination will turn you to go to secondary school. Now here, in our school, it was very difficult. And I can say many drop and stay back. But here, all our kids go to secondary school. All of them. 100% they go to secondary school. Now, why? I don't know, our teachers are very committed. We have a very high high professional teachers that are coming here. And also the children, because of all the facilities that have been developed all through, has encouraged our children to learn very Tao company. And they say this? Yeah. Has been very, very supportive to our school. They came when we started establishing the partnership between our school and Tao Safari. Some they come with their families during the holidays. They play with our kids here. They have really supported. We were just finishing our library up on the 4th floor, and Tao came and really, really pushed us. We were like stuck, and they were like, get there. Now, when you go up there, if you don't have time to visit, the library that has been placed there was honored in Tao company. And I'm sure it's also because of you, your visit and your reference, that how did you find the school, and that has been very much helpful to continue this support. Yes. Yes.
I noticed on the blackboard that there's some language in English, so I wanted to ask you about it.
Oh, okay, that is a good question. Many schools in Tanzania, elementary school, that teaches all subjects in Kiswahili. English is only the subject they learn because it's their second language. So in my understanding, I've been traveling also, I've learned a lot. We have decided our kids to learn English from the base because when they go to secondary school, it makes it more easy. For me, it was very difficult when I was learning all subjects in Kiswahili from my language, and then I go to secondary school. Everything is in English, so it's very easy, and they are all like science, all subjects in history, it's all in English. So we realized, why do you want to go out there and start learning? Why don't you start here? If this is the curriculum that will take you all the way to university, why don't you start? So that's more privilege for our students here. This is what I can say is, in this area, this is the only successful school which teaches English as a medium of instruction all the way to high school. And that's why I say it's
On the national level, right? On the national level.
Yeah.
You go to school.
We are leading in the district right now in academic. We have been leading in the last 3 years to be the #1 school out of 96 schools. And with region comprises of 6 districts. And each region, the region has 528 schools. And we are ranking in the #5, in the top 10 schools in the region. And Tanzania, the whole country, has 15,051 schools. Our school is ranking in the top 100 schools. It's the number 4.
It's 40.
Yeah, it's on 50,
Better than that.
top 50. We have our volunteers here, Angela and Caroline is not here. She's Sonia. They have been very helping in various areas at our school. They have been working in the library, they have been working in our computer lab. And this is kind of like a contribution. I mean, the achievement is not only by myself, it's all diversity of different people. And we welcome you. If any one of you wants to come back to Tanzania and volunteer, karibu sana. Angela will take care. And she will let you know. It's on our website. You can ask for a volunteer program and they can keep you on what is required. So thank you so much.
Thank you.